Welcome miniature fans. Today we have a little special show, and this show is about Garrick the Bold, or Garrick the Templar Warrior, aka Sir Forscale. Now Sir Forscale is the famous miniature from Reaper Miniatures, who does all the scale work that for our miniatures. So whenever you see a Reaper Miniatures show or a Twitch show from Reaper, in fact anything to do with Reaper and all my shows as well, we normally use Sir Forscale as a guide for size comparisons to buildings, dragons and other miniatures. The infamous Sir Garrick the Bold is our go-to miniature. So today I wanted to show you Sir Garrick, or Sir Forscale, and I wanted to show you an upgrade to this fantastic miniature, and also a little special edition. So I'll tell you what, let me show you the special edition first, just to get it out of the way. This, by the way, is the Bones. This is the Bones version. So this is the Bones plastic version. And this is the special edition version. I'm going to call it special edition because it's a very, very hard collectible Bones to get hold of, and the reason being is this actual Sir Forscale is from the pre-painted line. So we're going back to 2008, so a quick flashback to 2008, and this was available on the pre-painted line of miniatures from Reaper. So if you've got one of these ones, it's not about how much it's worth or if it is worth any money, it's just about having it as a collectible. It's a very nice little miniature to have from the pre-painted line. And by the way, this miniature was of course sculpted by my favourite sculptor Bobby Jackson. Okay, so moving on, what I wanted to show you today was the upgrade, and the upgrade is I have got the metal version. So this is the metal version by Bobby Jackson, and I'm going to paint this up, and this is going to be my new go-to Sir Forscale for all my future videos. So I'm going to quickly paint this up. I'm going to give this a black undercoat, and I'm going to add some gravel to the base, and I'll come straight back and we'll fly through this and paint it together. Okay then, so we have given our Mr. Forscale a little primer coat of black, and so very, very simple paint today. All we're going to do is put some blade steel, and we're going to dry brush that all over our mini very, very fast. So we've got a nice large dry brush, and we're going over the whole mini, so super fast and easy. And what will happen is all the metal areas and the chainmail on this miniature will instantly pop and come to life. Beautiful, easy peasy. Just go over all the metal areas, chain metal as well. And what we're doing is we'll leave all the clothes black. Like I said, it's a very simple miniature to paint because it's all metal, and because we added that black primer coat, we can go directly over that black first coat, and we have an instant metal effect. So what I do is I go over very heavy, so we've still got a bit of that black coming through as well, give it a nice dark feel, and we'll go back over that with a black ink wash as well. Very, very simple. We're just making sure all the metal areas are covered as much as you want. A little bit more there. And yeah, that's good. That's me done there. Okay, give my little brush a wash, and we shall move on and add the blue to the miniature. So for the blue, we have some Ultramarines blue. I'll just give a little squirt onto the old palette pad I have here. And we're using a Reaper Pro brush for this, and what we're going to do is just go over the actual areas of cloth on the miniature. So just quickly go over that, there, and on the chest. And what we'll do is we shall highlight the motif on the clothes with gold later, and we just want to touch up all the areas of blue. Don't worry if you make a little mistake, because we can touch that up with silver as well. Just doing a quick paint to show you a nice simple Forscale. I mean, he's been due an upgrade. He's been due an upgrade for years, because I've been using the bones version, and of course the metal version is absolutely fantastic. I've always preferred metal over plastic. Anybody who knows me knows that. So definitely needed to get the metal version of this miniature. Good. Excellent. Right, we'll just let that dry and I'll come back in five minutes. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add some quick highlights. Now the highlights on the blue is ultramarine blue, and I'm just adding in a little bit of dragon white, and that's all I do is one little highlight. So I'm just mixing it on my palette now. A little bit of blue with the white, and we're just going to go over some of the areas on that tunic there, just to bring out some of the highest areas. Now remember, I got this quite bright, and the reason I'm doing that is because I shall be going over the tunic with a black ink wash in a minute as well as. So just the highest areas. Like so. And a little bit there on the shield. I painted the shield as well, as you can see, a little bit blue there. So what we're doing in the middle of the shield, just on these wide spaced areas here, it's going to build up a little bit of this blue here. It will make the shield look worn once I have added that black ink wash as well. So all the areas that's got lots of blue, we'll just keep it dark on the edges and start adding some blue. A little dab in the blue on there, just like so. There we are. Simple. That's all we need to do to that. Just added a little highlight of blue over certain areas. Just a little bit here and there. Highest areas, there we go. Perfect. That's all I want to do. That's all the highlights I need. Now I'll let that dry. We'll add that black ink wash. Okay, for the black ink wash, what I'm going to do, I got my little cotton buds, and I got a nice little brush that I can add the ink wash to, and a nice rich brush. And we're using Nun Oil from Games Workshop as our black ink wash for today. I'm going to add the ink wash to the whole of the miniature, and then remove parts of the ink wash with the cotton bud to give a natural look of shade into the miniature. So what we do is quite a heavy load over the whole mini, nice and easy. Get over all the areas that you've already gone over. This will enhance the look of the miniature even more. Okay, this will blend in that blue as well. And all we do then is we go over certain areas with the cotton bud, just removing the excess where we don't want it, like making a sharp edge on the sword, and just taking any pooling and making sure that the shield is taken away from the middle there, but you're keeping a nice black line with the rest of the ink wash. And on the armour, highest areas of the armour, just remove the ink wash from the highest areas. There we go. That's good. Okay, that's all we need to do. What we'll do now is we'll just leave that dry, and when we come back I'll paint in the gold, and that will be us almost finished. The ink wash has dried now and it's looking absolutely fab. As you can see, all the folds are now highlighted in the darker folds from the ink wash, the dark blue and the light blue on the old tunic there. So what we're going to do now is I have some Dragon Bronze by MSP Paints, and we're just going to do the little highlights of the gold on the shield and on the other parts of the miniature. So very simply, I've got a very fine Reaper Pro paint brush, and we just go all around all the areas I want with that little bit of gold. That's quite simple. There we are, that's that bit done. And around the helmet there. Also the crest on the chest. I'll be quite delicate this one. And of course we got the sword as well, so we just go on the pommel and the hilt. And we just work our way around here. Lovely. And there we are. Fantastic. Just let that dry for a few minutes, and then we'll do some final highlights, and we'll dry brush the base, and our miniature will be done. Okay, just to finish off the Forscale, what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix a little bit of black and some white, and what we're going to do is just give a little highlight to the top of the base, just making it a lot lighter. Just going to dry brush over there, and just go over the top just to pick up the stones, make it a more of a dungeon, because my other Forscales, they're on grass, so this one I want to have a dungeon base. So all we're doing is just adding a little bit of grey to the tops of the gravel I added. Very simple. There we are. And now I'm going directly into some white with a tiny bit of grey for the last highlight, so it's the actual tops of the rocks now. So a bit more white. and just a tiny bit here and there, just to give the highest of highlights at the top of the base. And we are done. Okay, right, put that in there for the wash. And just to finish it off, the complete miniature, all we do is we go into our black and we just quickly go around the base, nice and simply, just tidy up the base. There we are. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Ta-da! And there you have it. This is my new legendary edition Sir Forscale for all my new and upcoming Reaper miniature shows. So thank you so much for sticking with me for this little show. I hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, have a wonderful weekend and lots of love to every single one of you.